Okay. Well, good morning, guys. So, for today's practice, we'll take it a little bit slower. Um, and I want you to really take your time to get into the pose, spend a moment checking through your body and making sure that your alignment is correct. And I'll give lots of alignment cues today for the physical body. And also that you're engaging. So, just a reminder that this is not engaging. However, spreading the fingers, broadening across the chest and the upper back is engaging. So these are two very different poses. And the more you engage in your physical body, the more you're going to have like a physical response to your yoga practice. So you can move through the whole yoga practice and not engage anything and not feel like you really did anything physically. So to get the most out of the physical aspect of your yoga practice is to take it a little bit slower. Really focus on like what muscles are needing to be engaged to hold the pose more comfortably and more sustainably, and which muscles you're engaging that you don't necessarily need to. So again, today's practice is going to be, we'll still move. You'll probably still get a little sweat, but we'll take it just a little bit slower and give you opportunity to really settle into the pose, um, and just keep focusing on engaging the muscles, and it's going to change the whole practice physically. The energetic stuff will still happen and will still be the same. So why don't we come to a comfortable upright seat, close the eyes, and just begin to arrive here at our practice. Take a moment and acknowledge your to-do list, acknowledge what has already transpired today and the things that you would like to unravel for the rest of the day. And just be present in this moment. You have dedicated and carved this time out for yourself. So be here fully, presently. Honor yourself. Don't waste your time. Well, I'm enjoying myself, so you're not going to waste my time, but don't waste your time. Close the eyes and let's begin to slow down the breathing. So, just a gentle reminder for you guys that we are aiming to breathe behind the navel. So, diaphragmatic breathing, sometimes we call it a yogi breath or a three-part breath. I like to bring my hands and just place them gently right above the navel. And that gives me a little like point of contact. So when I inhale, I know where I'm supposed to be breathing, and you'll feel the hands protrude outwards. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm lifts and the navel draws backwards in towards the spine. So let's spend just a few moments really anchoring into this slow, smooth belly breath. This is the key for our yoga practice. This is the key to having a sustainable yoga practice, for going deeper into the poses, and for building stamina and strength, not just physically, but mentally and with your nervous system. So just a few more moments here, really expanding through the navel, slowing down the breath so that they become equal, the inhales and exhales. And as this is happening, and you can be focusing on that, just kind of notice how the rest of your body is starting to respond. As you're slowing down the breath, as you're really focusing on this diaphragmatic or belly breath, how the muscles of your face are probably beginning to relax a little bit. Your shoulders may have like dropped down and away from the ears at this point. You notice that your abdomen and your glutes and your waist are just a little bit softer. And then let's set an intention for this practice. Intention can be an idea or thoughts of how you want your day to go, an energy you like to cultivate within yourself. Maybe that's clarity or peace. Maybe it's patience you're looking for today. And then we'll use this as a way to anchor into our practice. So at any point you start to wander through the mind, you just gently nudge it back to your intention. So on the next inhale, you're gonna draw your arms up overhead. The palms are gonna face one another and you're gonna spread your fingers really wide. So I want you to check in with yourself here first. Depending on your just your shoulder girdle and the rotation in your shoulders and prior injuries and really just basic structural skeletal structure, you may feel more comfortable having a nice wide kind of V overhead, and this is perfectly great too. So, or for some of us who are a little bit more mobile in the shoulders, you may come right overhead here. Both of these are correct. Now I want you to relax your hands and just relax your shoulders a little bit. So your arms are still overhead, but your muscles are relaxed. Notice what that feels like. It's probably a little bit harder to breathe. You're probably breathing into your chest and your arms are getting tired. Go ahead and exhale, relax them. Take a moment and just remember what that felt like. And now we're going to do that again and really engage the muscles. So with your next inhale, you're going to bring your arms back to their appropriate space. Now you're going to spread your fingers really, really wide. Drop the shoulders down and away from the ears and start to feel a broadening across your shoulder girdle. Feel the muscles engage to the arms. And just take a moment and a couple breaths here and notice the difference. You can soften and relax, and then you can engage again. And we're going to spend just a couple breaths workshopping this here, just so you get an idea of the difference and how it feels in your body. When you're fully engaged, it's easier to breathe into the navel. And then let's exhale and release. Give those shoulders a little bit of a rest. You can shake it out here. So hopefully you kind of understood or could feel the difference between engaging and not engaging and how it changes the pose. And this is just something as simple as bringing your arms overhead. So let's find some flow, let's find some movement and really get into our practice. We're going to remain seated for a few more moments. So why don't we uncross and then recross our legs the other way. And then again on the inhale, you're going to bring your arms up to their appropriate comfortable distance. Exhale, drop that right hand to the mat. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And then exhale, start to take a lateral stretch to the right. Actively pressing your left hip down, reaching the left arm up and over. And you can even slide that right hand away. Now start to pull or draw that left shoulder back and bring the gaze up under that armpit. Really breathing into the armpit and the left side rib cage. Keep that hand nice and active. You can try this out. Go ahead and soften your left hand, see what that feels like in the stretch, and then inhale and engage and notice the difference. One more breath here. Full muscular engagement, guys. Inhale, we come center, and exhale, we'll take that to the other side. So you can practice once you get yourself into your comfortable expression of the pose, like relaxing the muscles and not have any engagement and just hanging that arm overhead, or really engaging through the arm and seeing what that feels like for you. And then inhale, come center, both arms are up overhead. And exhale, we're going to gold post the arms. This is another one, guys, where you can check in with yourself. So right now I am not engaged. I'm just holding my arms in these 90-degree angles. Now spread the fingers, broaden across your upper back, broaden across your sternum, and feel the difference in the engagement here. And then exhale, release it. Again, you can hang out here for a while, but it's not really doing anything. Or inhale and engage. Keep this engagement. Exhale very slowly. So you're still really strong here. You exhale and you just very slowly start to bring your elbows in front of you. So everything's still in line. Wrist in line with shoulders, shoulders still in line with elbows. And then inhale, open up and begin to squeeze the scapula together. So you can practice if you want to release and maybe go through that movement without the muscular engagement. So let's exhale and come forward, no muscular engagement. Doesn't really feel like anything. And then last time, begin to engage those arms. Inhale, open up again. And then go ahead, exhale, release. Let the shoulders rest, shake it out. Let's just take a little twist here. So inhale the arms up. I know they're getting tired, guys. Exhale, left hand, right knee. Right hand back behind you. And make sure you're twisting from the navel, not the shoulder. And keep your chin in line with your collarbones. Resist the urge to bring that chin over the back shoulder. And again, I want you to relax your body. So you're just hanging out in your twist here, kind of like you're looking, to the right. And now take a conscious inhale and start to engage those muscles in your sternum, in your shoulder girdle, in your arms, in your abdomen, and see if you can feel the difference of this pose. We're here, one more breath. You can play around with that no engagement versus active engagement. And then inhale, we come up and center, and exhale to the other side. So we're here a few breaths. I really encourage trying out what it feels like to just be soft and not really engage the body and just be in the pose, and then to actually activate the muscular system and engage in the pose. It will change your practice. Inhale, we come center. This time we're going to come right over our hands and knees into a tabletop. And let's start to just take a few cat-cows. Or if you'd prefer, you're so welcome to draw circles with the hips and the shoulders, whatever your body needs right now, to find a little bit more flexion and movement in the spine. And again, all of these poses are opportunities to try out lack of engagement versus active engagement. So you can move through cat-cow and not engage anything, or you can really engage those muscles and feel that big stretch that's happening here. We're going to give our shoulders a little bit of a break after all of that shoulder work we started with. So let's do some thread the needles. Inhale, lift the right arm up, open up through the front of the right shoulder, and then exhale, you come on down for thread the needle. So just giving a very gentle stretch for the back of that right shoulder. You can leave the left hand at a 45-degree angle. You can walk that left hand to the front of your mat. And if you'd like, you can take the left foot back behind you, keep the toes tucked, and just straighten through the leg. So once you arrive in your chosen expression of the pose, give it a shot where you release your muscles and you're just here in the shape. And then inhale and really engage through the muscles and see how that feels. So you should be engaging that right hip, your glutes, your core, yet your shoulders and your face and your jaw are all soft. And then very slowly, you're going to exhale out of whatever deep expression you're in and use your inhalation to open back up. Exhale, you come back to a tabletop. You can take a couple rounds of cat-cow here, or those hip circles if you'd like. We'll do that on the other side. So inhale, lift the left arm up, opening up through the front of the left shoulder, and then exhale, coming down, thread the needle. Finding your appropriate expression of this pose. And then exploring the differences between engaging and not engaging. So the muscles of the face, the jaw, your shoulders, your abdomen should be soft. But the glutes, the legs, the lower, like the core is active. slowly you're going to exhale and release. Inhale, coming back center, unwinding. We're going to take this up and back to a downward dog. So tuck the toes, lift your seat, and let's come to a bent knee down dog first. Let your head be really heavy. You can shake your head yes or no. You can draw circles. Just start to release through the cervical spine, through the thoracic spine. And then begin to check in with your arms and your shoulders. Actively pressing down through your hands equally. Broaden across the chest and shoulders. Straighten through the arms. And notice how you get a little bit of lift here. So if you're not engaged, your head's probably hanging heavy. Your shoulders are towards your ears. And then you engage and you almost feel like you're growing longer. And then you can start to pedal out through the heels here. We're going to inhale, shift into high plank. Shoulders are stacked over the wrists. You're high on the balls of your feet. So this is full muscular engagement, guys. You're engaging through your feet, your calves, your quads, your glutes, your core, your shoulders, your arms. Face is soft. And breathe. Equal inhales and exhales. Come back to those belly breathings, that diaphragmatic breath. Whole body is engaged. And then soften and release and see what that feels like. And then engage the body. And then exhale, take it back, downward dog, give it a stretch. We're going to give your wrists and shoulders a break here. So take a bend in the knees, come to your seat, just have a seat on your heels. And let's roll out the wrists a little bit. And then we're going to rest the shoulders and we'll come into a child's pose with the hands alongside your heels. The head can just be heavy. And let the shoulders start to round. Feel a spreading of the scapula. Let the whole body be soft here. So this is a perfect example of why we come to child's pose, because here in child's pose, you don't have to have any muscles engaged. I want you to be completely soft here. The rest, the child's pose, they are important for your muscles, for your mind, for your nervous system. So if you are moving through your yoga practice or your asana practice and you're fully engaging in your muscles, you're fully engaging through the body, you're going to need that rest. And you're going to benefit the most from the child's pose. Where if you're moving through your asana practice and you're not really engaging your muscles, you're not really going to benefit from the rest pose either. The rest is as equally important as the work. So whole body is soft here. Come back to those equal inhales and exhales, and let's start to flow in our practice. Your next inhale, you're going to make your way back to downward dog, but we're just passing through, guys. You're going to bend your knees, switch your gaze, and start to bring your feet towards the front of the mat. Exhale and hang heavy. So if you have tight hamstrings, having straight legs is going to be really uncomfortable. So you can start with a little bend in your knees. This is going to help. If you want to kind of work on those tight hamstrings, come out of your forward fold. Don't be so deep in the forward fold. So straighten the legs, press through the heels, and then let the torso be where it needs to be so that you're getting the stretch in the legs. If you're not ready for this and you try and hinge too far forward, it's going to be nearly impossible. So if you have to back out of the forward fold to get the bigger stretch in the hamstrings, I encourage it. Hang heavy, take a couple breaths. Feel the back body expanding with inhale. So you're breathing so far into the belly, you're feeling the back expand. Let's do just a little bit more hamstring stretch before we come to standing. So take that right foot behind the left, bend the left knee, and straighten through that right leg. The trick here is to keep both heels on the mat. If you have tight hamstrings, that left heel is going to want to pop up. Keep it rooted on the earth. hang as comfortably heavy as you can, probably feeling it in that right hamstring, maybe in the right glute. And depending on how tight you are, you may feel that in the right lower back. To take this deeper, you're going to walk both hands over to the left. And this is a pose where your body can be soft. You don't need to have any muscular engagement here. Inhale, come center, unwind. Take the left foot behind the right and then bend into the right knee. So let the body be soft and heavy. You don't need to engage. The only thing is just shift your weight into that left hip. That's how you're going to get to feel the stretch. And then exhale, walk the hands and torso to the right. And then slowly come center, unwind. And then with a nice soft back, you're going to slowly roll up to a standing position. Head and neck are going to come last. All right, let's bring it all together. On the inhale, you're going to draw the arms up overhead. Nice muscular engagement of the arms and the shoulder girdle. Exhale, gold. Post your arms. Remember to engage here. Inhale, squeeze the scapula together. Lift the collarbones slightly. Exhale, you round. So full muscular engagement here, guys. Inhale, you come center. Exhale, you're dropping your right hand behind you, left hand in front, keeping your hip points forward. Inhale, you come back center. Exhale, you gold post the arm. Inhale, you squeeze the scapula. Exhale, you round. Inhale, you lift, find extension. Exhale, you drop the right hand in front, the left hand behind for the twist. Inhale, you find extension. Exhale, we fold, hinge at the hips here, hands move towards the earth. Stay for an extra breath, feeling the hamstrings and the lower back stretch. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, we're going to step the right foot back, runner's lunge. So you're high on the ball of your right foot. You're engaging through that right leg. Your hips and core are engaged. Fingers are tented here, starting to build some strength in the wrist. And for just a moment, let your whole body be soft. So maintain the shape, but release the muscular engagement. What's that feel like? For me, when I do that, it becomes harder on my left quad because it's kind of holding up the weight of my body. I'm going to inhale, and now we're going to engage all of the muscles in the body. And notice how that shifts what's taking on like the bulk of the weight. Inhale, draw your arms to frame the ears, engage your core, full muscular engagement here, guys. Palms face one another, fingers are spread wide. Feel the body strong. And then your next inhale, you rotate the pelvis and you come up into crescent warrior. And then be soft. Find the pose, make the shape. Don't really engage. What does this feel like for you? And now that you see what that feels like, inhale, lift the arms, spread the fingers, and engage through the arms, the shoulder girdle, your core, your glutes, your thighs. And notice how this changes the expression of the pose for you. Really engaging through the glutes, trying to squeeze the inner thighs together, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Shoulders are engaged. 5 more breaths here. Big, active crescent warrior. If you want, you can release, relax, and see what that feels like, and then engage again. And then the next exhale, you're going to gold post the arms. Remember what we're doing here. Inhale, squeeze the scapula together. Exhale, you round. Bring the shoulders in, or Arms in front of the body. Inhale, you lift, find extension. We're going to twist to the left, guys. So exhale, drop the right hand in front and the left hand behind. Still high on the ball of that foot. Keep everything engaged. Inhale, we come center. Exhale, we open up warrior two. Ooh, I'm sure that right hip flexor is happy to have something shift here. So take a couple breaths. Really get yourself appropriately in your foundation. Shoulders over your hips, knee over ankle, equal weight between the pinky side of your feet, and wrist in line with the shoulders. And then be soft. Just hold the pose, with your bones. Notice what this feels like. Not much. You could probably hang out here for quite some time. Now I want you to engage the shoulders, engage the core, spread your fingers, engage your glutes, actively press your weight down into your feet, and then try and squeeze your inner thighs together. Like really try and squeeze them together, but you're pressing so hard in your feet, they're not moving. Soften the face, gaze over the front fingers. Warrior two. 5 breaths. One more moment here, guys. You're doing great. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Take that right hip all the way back. Reach the left hand forward. And then exhale, come down Trikonasana. You're going to take your right hand, rotate the palm towards the front of your mat, and then drop the arm to frame your ear. And then your left hand, you're going to bring it straight out in front of your face, palm towards your sky. And hold. Engage the core, guys. Be strong here. If you release the muscles, like you're going to tumble. 5 breaths. Inhale, open back up to Trikonasana. Take a little bend in the left knee as you come back to warrior two. And then windmill your hands to the earth. Left foot up and back, 3-legged dog. Let's take a bend in the knee, peel that hip open, and just start to draw some circles with that knee and hip. Keep those shoulders engaged, equal weight between your hands. Come back to a 3-legged dog, and then inhale, shift into a 3-legged plank, and hold. And breathe. 3 more breaths here. Keep everything engaged. And then take it back, 3-legged dog. And this time we're coming through vinyasa. You can leave that foot raised, or you can take a traditional vinyasa. And we're going to meet in a nice, restful child pose. Let your whole body be soft, guys. The rest is important. So if you are engaging your muscles through that whole sequence, the rest is probably a nice, welcome to treat right now. Feel the body soften. Come back to those equal inhales and exhales. We've got 5 more breaths here. You've earned it. Enjoy it. Reap the benefits from it. Maybe you're coming back to your intention, coming back to this present moment. We're going to make our way back to a downward dog, but we're just transitioning through. So come to a down dog, take the bend in the knees. Maybe you hop, step, or float to the front of the mat. And exhale, you fold. And you hang heavy. Feel those hamstrings stretch. With a nice soft spine and a gentle inhalation, you're going to roll back up to a standing position. Pause for a moment. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead, full shoulder engagement here. Exhale, gold post the arms. Inhale, squeeze the scapula. Exhale, you round. Inhale, find extension. Exhale, twist to the left. So right hand in front, left arm behind you. Keep drawing that right hip back. You want to keep your hips square here. Inhale, come back, extension. Exhale, gold post. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist to the right. Draw the left hip back this time. Inhale, find extension. Exhale, gold post the arms. Inhale, squeeze the scapula, lift the heart. Exhale, you round. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we fold. Take an extra breath here. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step that left foot back, runner's lunge. So you know what to do. You know how to engage the body. Maintain that nice strong foundation. Inhale, draw the arms to frame the ears, keeping that body nice and fully engaged, guys. You know what you're doing here. With your next inhale, you rotate your pelvis as you come up into a crescent warrior. Take a breath to really settle in and make sure you're stable here. Engage the body fully, and then we're going to spend 5 more breaths. All right, inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, gold post the arms. Inhale, squeeze the scapula, lift the sternum. Exhale, round. Inhale, find extension. Exhale, we're twisting to the right. So right hand behind you, left hand in front, big twist here. Inhale, you find extension. Exhale, you open up into your warrior 2. Take the first breath or two to really get settled in your foundation. You know all of your alignment cues on this side. And then when you arrive, fully engaged. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Press through the heels. Relax your jaw. Don't forget that. That does not need to be engaged. You can be soft in the face. And breathe. 5 breaths. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Take the left hip towards the back of the mat. Reach the right fingers forward, Trikonasana. Draw the left shoulder back to gain the most out of the shoulder expression. Rotate that left palm forward towards the front of your mat, and then drop the arm to frame the ear. Bring the right hand in front of the face, palm towards the sky. 5 breaths. Nice, guys. All right, inhale, open up, extend the arms. Little bend in that right knee as you lift back into your warrior 2. Windmill the hands to the earth. Take that left foot up and back, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, peel the hip open. Maybe you draw some circles to lubricate that joint. Maybe it just feels nice to release the hip and glute and quad. Inhale, square off, 3-legged dog. Shifting your weight into a 3-legged plank, and you hold full muscular engagement here. Hold 5 breaths. Inhale, take it back, 3-legged dog, and then decide how you're going to move through your vinyasa. And then we meet in a nice, restful child's pose. All of these poses that we've done, this whole sequence is really You could call it a beginner's or foundational yoga class. We're not doing any, advanced asana. It's all the foundational poses. Can you feel the difference at this point in our time together? How how much more engaged your body is, how much more you're gaining out of the physical side of the practice just by being aware of what you're engaging. How good does this rest feel right now for you? Let's spend just a couple more moments here, letting the body be completely soft, zero muscular engagement. You can allow your mind to wander about your intention. And then slowly we're going to come up to a seat. So coming into shoelace pose, one of my favorite hip stretches. A couple ways to get into it. The way that I just personally like to get in is you're going to be on your seat. We're going to start with the left knee on the bottom. And then let me walk you in through that properly. Let's straighten both legs. Let's start there. Bend the right knee and then slide the left foot kind of underneath of that right calf. So the left heel is by the right hip. And then you're going to cross the right foot over the right ankle. This is where I usually get stuck. So it helps me as I kind of come up onto my hands and knees and then cross my right knee on top of my left. And then I sit back on my seat. So that's just a little trick that has always helped me get into that pose or this pose. Big stretch for the outer hips. If your heels are close to your body, don't get me wrong, this is still intense, but this is going to be the least intense expression. If you want to feel more in your hips, slide the heels away from the body. I'll sit this way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is going to be the most intense. So decide the intensity level of your practice today. I'm going to bring my heels close to my body today. And then take a soft exhale. So this is a pose where I want you guys to be soft in your hips and glutes. You don't have to engage here. Like really let it be soft. You're going to get the most out of this stretch by letting the muscles relax. However, you are going to take an inhale, lift the heart and sternum, be nice and broad across your chest and shoulders. So up here is engaged, lower half is soft, and then exhale, hinge forward into a forward fold. Sometimes it's nice to kind of grab onto our feet. You can press your thumbs into the soles of your feet, give yourself a little massage, a little bit of love. You can bring your hands just to the mat and deepen into your forward fold this way. And the deeper you settle into this pose, the softer I want your hips and glutes to be. So we're going to be here for a few breaths. You can start to slow down your breathing at this point. And consciously bring your awareness to your right hip and your right glute. Notice if you're holding on to any unnecessary tension and then see if you can give it permission to soften. Same thing with your shoulders and your arms. Very little muscular engagement. So if you're using your hands or your arms to hold you up, then there's going to be some engagement. But really, I want your body to be soft. One more breath here. Maybe you take the exhale and go a little bit deeper, pushing past your comfort zone. And then inhaling up to center. To come out of this, I like to bring my hands behind me as a little kickstand and then just kind of unwind the legs and find a little sway or seagrass out through the hips. The right hip is going to feel completely different than the left. And then we'll do that on the opposite side. So you'll bring the right knee bent on the earth. I mean, you can try coming in just stacking it. It's totally doable, but personally, I like to come to my hands and knees and then sit into the pose. So you give it a shot, see which one is better for you. Choose your intensity level, whether your heels are close to the body or far away from the body, and then relax. I'm giving you permission to let the body be soft, guys. You did so much with engaging the muscles earlier. It's time to slow down our practice. It's time to ease into rest. So relax through your waist, your hips, your glutes, your legs. Just let them be soft. Take an inhale. Feel the collarbones and shoulders lift as you engage through the upper portion of your body. And then exhale, hinge forward. Noticing where you're being met with resistance, noticing where you're feeling that tightness in that left side of the hip or the glutes or maybe even in the hamstring. Give that area conscious permission to be soft and then move deeper into your forward fold. Here, just a couple more breaths. Allowing the body to be soft here. And then inhaling, coming back center. Starting to unwind through that shoelace pose. Sway or seagrass out through the hips. And then we're going to come all the way supine. So all the way onto your back. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You can kind of rock and tilt your pelvis here if you'd like. And then as you exhale, we're going to come into whatever version of supine twist is your favorite and take both knees to the left as the gaze moves to the right. So how does all of this, like muscular engagement and, rest in the body, how does this incorporate into off the mat? Because yoga is not just about these physical movements. There's so much more to it. But the more that you can become in tune with your body and the more that you are aware of where you're holding on to tension and tightness, the more that you are aware of how and when to soften the body, the deeper your connection with your actual self is going to be. So when you find yourself in challenging situations off of the mat, you'll know how to relax, you'll know how to soften, you'll know how to not be so rigid. And it all starts with you, it all starts with your asana practice. So let's be soft here. Get to know yourself, get to know your body. Where do you hold on to tension in your body? We all say, oh, that's where I hold my stress. Well, where do you hold your stress? Go to that area and then give it permission to let that stress go. Inhale, draw the knees center. And then exhale, take the supine twist on the other side. Begin to slow down your breathing. Preparing your nervous system for Shavasana. And then going to those areas in your body where you know that you house unnecessary tension, where you carry your stress, and give those areas permission to be soft. And breathe. And just simply be. Inhale, you come center. Taking any final movements that your body might be asking for. when you're ready, we've got a couple breaths here, so take the movement if your body's asking for it. But then when you're ready, come into your Shavasana. When you arrive in Shavasana, you'll let your heels be a little bit wider than your hips. This releases like pockets of tension in the lumbar spine. And then you're going to comfortably draw those shoulders down away from your ears, spread your scapula, and let the arms be free of the body. Start with your feet, guys. Bring all of your awareness to the soles of your feet. And as you exhale, let them be soft and relaxed. And then bring your awareness to your calves. And breathe. And let them relax. And now your thighs and your glutes. Just breathe and relax. Relax your waist, your abdomen, the muscles of your lower back. Breathe and relax. Relax the mid back, the rib cage, your shoulders, and your upper back. Breathe and relax. Relax the arms and your hands. Feel your whole torso just soften. Relax the neck and your jaw. Feel the muscles of your face becoming soft as your ears drop closer towards the mat. The forehead becomes soft. The crown of the head becomes soft. You breathe and relax as you finally arrived in Shavasana. And then without thoughts and without action, just be aware of your body as it's resting here. Complete relaxation. And then gently begin to invite the breath to deepen. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Reawakening. Taking your time to stretch the body, coming back to this present moment. Rolling to your side. And then eventually coming back up to a comfortable seat. The eyes are closed or at a soft gaze. The hands come together at heart center in honor of all that you are. Namaste.